Latest coming in, Egypt and Israel signed a peace agreement in the 1979 to end hostilities and normalize relations. Now that peace has held through two Palestinian uprisings and a series of wars between Israel and Hamas. But now, with Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to send Israeli troops into Rafah, Cairo is threatening to avoid the agreement and then reject its proposal. Netanyahu says Rafah is Hamas's last remaining stronghold after more, and that sending in ground troops is essential to defeat the group. However, Egypt opposes any move that could send desperate Palestinians fleeing across the border onto its territory. Rafah also serves as a crucial entry point for humanitarian aid, and an Israeli attack could stifle the deliveries of key supplies. The spokesperson for the Egyptian Ministry of Information hit out at Israel. He said, and I'm quoting, "Does Israel fully understand the meaning of Egypt's warnings against entering Rafah?" The Egyptian official added Netanyahu said that he would overthrow Hamas, free the hostages, and ensure that Gaza no longer posed a threat to Israel's security. But he failed. Along with Qatar, Egypt helped broker a truce in November that saw the release of hostages in exchange for prisoners held by Israel and more aid deliveries into Gaza. Cairo is facing significant pressure from many directions given its unparalleled historic role in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Now, as per the United States Institute of Peace, there are 6 major dilemmas facing Egypt. Except for a few diplomatic clashes, mostly related to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Egypt and Israel have succeeded in maintaining constructive relations since 1979. Both countries view relations as critical to their interests and have sought to maintain and strengthen the relationship. However, Israel's practices towards the Palestinians have challenged and placed limitations on the extent of what is possible. The relations between Egypt and the leadership of the Palestinian Authority, Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad have seen their ups and downs in recent years. Some analysts say Egypt would prefer a new Palestinian leadership, but at the same time it has not been eager to see elections take place out of fear that there would be a repeat of 2006 elections when Hamas won. Ever since then, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat visited Jerusalem in the year 1977. Cairo has been extremely active in advancing the prospects of peace. It has had a long-standing position of supporting the pursuit of a two-state solution. However, the Israeli and Palestinian context and the respective leaderships has made this task increasingly challenging. Now, Palestinian refugee issues are complicated as they are linked to historical fears of mass transfer and the liquidation of the Palestinian cause. Egypt considers this fear more justified today, given statements from some members of the Israeli government openly promoting the desirability of Palestinian migration. Earlier, reports hinted at an Israeli ministry concept paper that proposed the transfer of Gazans to Egypt's Sinai Peninsula as a possible scenario. The perception in Egypt and many Arab nations is Israel wants to get rid of its problems in Gaza and have them become the responsibility of others, particularly Egypt. Now, Egypt has rejected this stance. Cairo has insisted Gaza is part of the Palestinian territory and therefore remains Israel's responsibility according to international law until the occupation ends. Last but not the least, Egypt is facing an unprecedented set of simultaneous challenges that have huge implications for its national security. These include the current war in Sudan, the continued conflict in Libya, and the continued failure to resolve the dispute with Ethiopia on the Renaissance Dam. As a result of the ongoing war, Houthis have disrupted maritime transportation in the Red Sea, which will have a significant impact on the revenues of the Suez Canal. This is also taking place at a time when Egypt is suffering from a severe economic crisis. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.